Hello, and welcome to Connecting You to You Radio, where we tune in to receive the messages of health and well being that are being broadcast from the soul. I'm your host, Lisa Warner, author of The Simplicity of Self-Healing. I show you how to heal your body naturally by combining your body's innate intelligence with the wisdom of your own soul, so that you can break through the mental programming of limiting beliefs that cause disease and make healing your body and changing your life simple. Hello and welcome. Welcome to another Lunch with Lisa. I am Lisa Warner. I am the author of The Simplicity of Self-Healing and co-creator of Whole Being Healing. Today, let's talk about being healthy in an unhealthy world. The world we live in is not a healthy planet. Our planet is in massive chaos. Our planet is racked with war, with pollution, with crime, with all kinds of atrocities. And as long as there are atrocities happening on our planet, it's not a healthy planet. It's not a healthy environment for any of us. And trying to be healthy in an unhealthy environment can be incredibly challenging. In fact, I'm going to propose that it's virtually impossible. So, what do we do about this? Let's look at this from a smaller vantage point. If we have a bunch of fish in a small aquarium and the water gets polluted and filled with garbage and chemicals and it's all dirty and gooky, the fish are not going to survive. In order for those fish to survive, they're going to need to leave that environment. They're going to need to find a different environment, right? Unfortunately for the fish in the aquarium, it is, their survival is dependent upon the humans who are taking care of them. So on their own, they will not survive because they can't, unless you're Nemo, be able to escape the unhealthy environment and make their way back into the ocean, which at this point is really also a very unhealthy environment. Our oceans are filled with garbage, pollution. Every day on my Facebook feed, I see visual little videos of people saving a whale or a sea turtle or a dolphin that has been caught in a fisherman's, like a fishing net. The world, our planet, is not a healthy place to be. So in order to actually be healthy on this planet, we have to remove ourselves from the dis-ease. We have to remove ourselves from the environment that is causing the unhealth. And removing ourselves from the pollution and all of that, because it's worldwide, is very difficult. However, stopping polluting the planet really isn't difficult at all. It just takes a choice to stop polluting, but we all have to make that choice. Living in a war-torn world is not healthy. And none of us are going to be able to survive if we continue to allow wars to be waged, wars are not waged by countries. Countries exist in name only. Wars are waged by men and women who make choices to wage war. And we vote them into their positions. So by simply the act of voting, we are actually complicit in war because we're allowing these people to have positions of power that give them permission to wage war. Let's think about that for a moment. This world is not set up for our health. It's not set up for our thriving. It's really not even set up for our survival. Look at all the people who are having bombs dropped on them. People who are dropping the bombs really don't care whether you survive or not. Your survival is not their concern. Their concern is to do as much damage and destruction as possible. The people who are waging pollution, people who are taking barges out into the middle of the ocean and dropping garbage, they don't really care about the health of the oceans or the fish. They're just doing their job. As long as we are allowing these things to continue, we will never be healthy. We will never thrive on this planet. And as long as we allow the men and women who are making these very, very unhealthy decisions for humanity, as long as we continue to allow them to make these decisions of mass destruction, we are literally complicit in our own demise. But very few of us want that. Very few of us, especially if you're watching this, if you've been attracted to any of my messages, you're not wanting to be complicit in any of that. You're here to create a whole new world. You're here to create a healthy, thriving planet. And in order to create a healthy, thriving planet, we have to do that together. I'm wearing my t-shirt from The Inside Effects. If you haven't seen that movie yet, the documentary, please go watch it. It's on Amazon Prime. Check it out. It's a really important, it's an important movie with an important message about how together we rise and together we thrive. When we start working together, when all of us start working together in community, when we start to generate peace, peaceful, healthy environments, where we start growing our food without chemicals, without bioengineering, when we start living in harmony with nature and with each other, and we start to refuse to participate in the things that are making us sick, that's when together we rise and together we start to thrive. This is how we heal our planet together. We have been conditioned by the people who are benefiting from the us versus them mentality, the right versus the left, the Democrats versus the conservatives. Wherever you are, in whatever country you are, there are at least two parties that are in direct opposition. But guess what? We are all one humanity. There are no two different parties, right? None of the politicians are here to make the world a better place. They are actually the ones who are complicit in the destruction of the planet. They're here to keep us under control. They are here to govern humanity. And guess what? Humanity does not need to be governed. We are far better off governing ourselves. And when we look at what is happening, when we learn how to govern ourselves, meaning we learn how to manage our own state of being, we learn how to make healthy choices for ourselves. We learn how our bodies are designed to heal themselves naturally. When we start to choose to live in harmony with our neighbors, when we choose to start helping, contributing to our neighbors and our neighborhood, our local environment, when we start supporting our local farmers who are growing organically, when we start making healthy choices for ourselves, when we stop participating in war and disease and arguing and fighting and pointing fingers and judging, when we stop doing all of those things, we start coming to peace inside. When we start to choose peace for ourselves, meaning when we choose to be peaceful, no matter what is happening around us and within us, peaceful is always a choice. And it's actually the choice that allows the answers to come in. As long as we're in the us versus them, or good and bad and right and wrong, those points of view block out at least half of the available solutions to whatever problem we're facing. As long as we believe that we're right and somebody else is wrong, we're in war mode, we're in battle mode. And that battle is not just being waged in the external world, it's being waged inside us. When we tune into I'm right and you're wrong, there's tension inside. We can feel the tension in our bodies. And that tension is what starts the dis-ease process. Our bodies heal in a peaceful environment when we learn how to be peaceful inside. When we start choosing peace, we start being peaceful. And when that becomes our predominant choice, our environment begins to reflect that choice. We stop having arguments with our friends and neighbors and loved ones. We start having clearer thoughts. We start seeing a bigger picture. We start to see where we are not being peaceful or where we are not making healthy choices for ourselves. We start reading some of the labels on the food that we purchase. And we start realizing that the food is filled with poisons. They're toxins. Whether it's the toothpaste that's filled with fluoride, which is a known neurotoxin, whether it's all of the chemicals, all the stuff that you can't pronounce on the packages, all of these things run counter to our health. And we think that because it's being sold to the public in the grocery store, that it must be perfectly fine to consume. And that, oh, well, it only has a little bit of toxic stuff in it, just a little bit of poison. It's fine. It doesn't surpass the allowable level of poison, so it's totally fine. But how many allowable level poisons are you consuming on a daily basis? How much poisonous news are you consuming on a daily basis? Watching people bomb each other, kill each other, fight with each other. How much are you going to withstand? How much more are we going to tolerate? Because you know what? We don't need to tolerate it. We need to step up and see the power that each and every one of us has to turn this world around. The leaders of the world are not here to turn the world around. They're here to destroy the world. Let's just be really clear. And if this doesn't resonate with you, I invite you to notice what's actually happening. Countries do not wage war. Men and women do. People make these decisions. They fabricate country versus country. This is not what's happening. Nobody that lives in these countries, you and I, the average citizen, none of us want war. None of us want to be bombed or threatened. None of us want to live in a war zone. None of us want to live in an unhealthy, unpeaceful environment. We all want to live in a healthy, happy, peaceful environment. And can you imagine how healthy we would all be, including the plant kingdoms and the animal kingdoms and the aquatic kingdoms, if we all lived in peace and harmony, if we all worked together to rise above, if we work together to thrive, if we work together to create a healthy, happy world, we will all rise. We will all thrive. Health will be natural because the things that are causing us to, the things that are disturbing and disrupting our health will go away. The health of the world, the health of the planet directly impacts our own personal health. We need to create a healthy environment in order for all of us to be healthy and happy and thriving. And it starts right here with yourself. It starts inside each and every one of us making a choice to stop participating in the things that are causing disease, dis-ease, to stop participating in the narratives, to stop adding our energy to the things that are upsetting us, the things that are wrong with the world, and to start focusing on the power that each and every one of us has to heal ourselves and our own environment. When we each start cleaning up our own environment, whether that means cleaning our house, picking up trash in the neighborhood, cleaning up our relationships with others, smoothing out any rough patches, whether it means detoxing our bodies and cleaning up our diets and starting to notice all of the poison that we are induced to ingest. Hey, fast food, junk food. They call it junk for a reason, right? You have so much power. You hold the power to a healthy, happy life and a healthy, happy body. Stop outsourcing your power to the powers that be and to the experts. You are the expert on living your soul purpose, on creating a healthy, happy life for yourself. We all are grand beings of light. We are souls that were created to have these gifts and talents that are contributive to the health of the planet. Are you using your gifts and talents, your God-given gifts and talents, to make the world a better place? Or are you stuck in us versus them? Are you empowering the fighting? Are you complicit in the poisoning of our food supply by participating in the poisons, by ingesting them? Notice. Together we rise. Together we thrive. Together we can create heaven on earth. But we have to stop the fighting. We have to stop the pointing fingers. We have to stop participating in the things that are killing us and learn how to govern ourselves. I hope this was helpful to you. Thanks so much for watching. If it was helpful, if you think it might be helpful to someone else, please feel free to share. And subscribe to my channel. It's helpful to me. Okay. Thank you all. Until next time, create something beautiful because you can. Bye for now.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Connecting You to You Radio. If you've enjoyed this podcast, please subscribe and share it with your friends. Are you ready to discover more about how simple healing your body can actually be when you do it from the higher wisdom of your soul? To learn more about what I do and how you can work with me, visit connectingyoutoyou.com and get on my mailing list to be the first to know about my latest offerings. If you'd like to interact with me on Facebook, please join my group, Soul Sourced Healing. Check the show notes below for these links and more. I hope to see you again next time on Connecting You to You Radio.